And welcome back, Inside MMA. We're live, and we're here. And it's on.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready to fight Jason Mayhem Miller. We welcome back Michael Bisping. Thanks for staying. Frank Trick is with us, and Ian McCall, who soon may be in the UFC when all this flyweight stuff works out.
Let's hope so.
We will find out. Coming up this Friday night to you right here on Inside on the HD Net, your home for
Mixed martial arts.
You can see XFC 15. That'll be taking place. And it has a story in here of one of the most amazing fighters that you'll probably ever meet. Ron Kruk has the story of a man who has taken a while to make his debut to fight for XFC.
Nick Newell has always overcome adversity. Born with a partially developed arm, he faced many challenges and silenced his critics who doubted he could become a successful wrestler.
When I began wrestling, no one really paid too much attention to me, they just kind of wrote me off. Honestly, I don't know what it's like to have two hands, so it's just natural to me.
Newell silenced his critics and went on to enjoy a successful collegiate wrestling career at Western New England College. Then some of those same critics said, she can't transition into MMA. Well, they were mistaken, as Newell has compiled a 5-0 record since turning pro.
Everyone has their critics, and if I just listened to the first person that told me I should have never done anything, I wouldn't even be able to tie my shoes.
He doesn't use it as an excuse. He just looks at it and says, I can do what you can do, I just have to do it a little bit different. And when we train him, that's how we do it.
It is a disadvantage. I don't have a right cross, but there's so many things you could do in MMA. I'm missing one thing,
But has it been difficult getting fights?
It has been trouble for me getting fights. If you look at my record in between fights, it's always at least like 5 months between a fight before they can find someone that wants to fight me.
It's been extremely difficult in securing fights for Nick. A lot of people look at Nick as simply a one-handed entity instead of a fighter.
Hoping to get noticed on the national level, Newell decided to participate in the XFC's open tryouts in Connecticut, convincing his longtime friend Abby Mestry to join him.
He was not only a great friend, but I also looked up to him. He was kind of like a big brother to me. And I was like, Abby, I'm going to this tryouts, and you should come. And he said, okay, I'll go, but you have to drive, and you have to wait, and you have to take me to Taco Bell. So I took him to Taco Bell.
Mestry impressed XFC officials and was awarded a 3-fight contract, while Newell was the runner-up.
You notice right away. You notice when someone has that special kind of talent. And so he was one of the guys that we had kind of focused the cameras on.
At the end of the day, there's only one person that could win the tryouts, since he rose to the occasion, and he looked great out there, and I was proud of him.
The celebration of Abby's accomplishment unfortunately didn't last long, as the 28-year-old was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident along this stretch of quiet country road.
From what we heard, he had left the facility and was on his way home on his motorcycle, and the accident had occurred around, I believe, 6:30 in the morning.
And he was going too fast, and he tried to slow down and wiped out. And it's sad that one mistake like that on something like that could take away the life of such a wonderful person.
The tragic accident forced XFC President John Prisco to make a difficult decision about Abby's contract.
I always wanted to sign Nick. Nick was best friends with Abby. I said, it just makes sense for Nick to take Abby's contract and to fight in his place.
It means a lot to us that Nicky Newell is now, will be fighting in honor of my brother.
I think it's great that they are giving me an opportunity to fight, and they're making such a wonderful tribute to my friend.
Having conquered his physical obstacles, the next challenge for Newell is to overcome a psychological one, the difficulty of losing a friend.
In the face of tragedy, you turn to what you love, and I love MMA.
I think about Abby every day. Every time we train, a story comes up, and somehow he gets brought up. And, it sucks that he's gone. He'll never be forgotten, and he's with me all the time. And when I step into the cage, it will be no different.
Thank you, Ron. I mean, this is one of the great stories out there. Everything that he's gone on and dealt with, and Nick Newell now goes on the XFC card coming up on Friday night here on HDNet. Frank, you'll be there calling the action with Michael Chavello. You know, that's the story right there. You got the inspirational setup as well as a solid fight card again.
Yeah, and one thing XFC is doing now, they're trying to push so the fights are getting bigger and better. And then Newell kind of throws into the game of what they're trying to write storylines. You know, we talk about it from pro wrestling. There's always this kind of storyline, but this storyline is legit. It's authentic, and it comes out. And I've been watching a lot of his fights on YouTube, prepping for this. And Newell, at first, I'm like, all right, it's another gimmick fight. Like, do I really want to pay attention to this gimmick fight? And you start watching him, he's actually got really, really good wrestling ability, a lot better than a lot of guys have that are actual wrestlers coming out of college. He wrestled in college as well, and he comes in, he's got this great MMA style. He knows how to use his disability as an ability while he's in the ring. He knows how to use it as a short drag. He knows how to use it to get inside. He doesn't do big, heavy double leg takedowns or put himself in positions that are going to cause him problems. He stays in there defensively, he understands what he's doing, and he's 5-0 for a reason. And I would like to say it's because he's getting lucky and he's getting by tomato cans, but he's fighting some tough kids. Quality ability, quality talent, he's kicking the crap out of them. So this is a guy you have to pay attention to.
And all of them, man, all five. Not one went to a decision.
And if I remember right, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think 4 by rear naked choke and 1's by ground and pound.
2 rear naked, 2 arm bars.
He just ends them. That's the thing you like to see in a fighter. It's like Michael Bisping, he ends them.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Don't let the ref, don't let the judges have to figure it out.
That's it. Here's the rest of that card that you can see live here Friday night at 9 Eastern on HDNet. You're home for
MMA.
It's a solid card. I like the fact that they get these guys, some of these guys that we saw there with Nick and all come through tryouts. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot of places to find young fighters these days.
You know, not really. And with XFC too, they're doing a big deal. They got the women's fight as the co-main event. And in my mind, if I can remember correctly, it's the first time that women have been the co-main event. And Carla Esparza is a 2-time All-American collegiate wrestler, and Felice Herring is a great kickboxer with a little bit of wrestling ability. That fight is worthy of a co-main event, and now we get to see it, and I get to call it. Everyone knows my feelings on women's MMA and how it kind of falls into this fold. And for me, I'm excited because, you know, now with social networking, Felice is a friend of mine, but we've never met. Because we follow each other on Twitter, we talk all the time via the social networking space, but it's going to be neat to actually, first time I get to see her live and watch her call this fight, but she's fighting a quality opponent, and this is not a gimme for either one of the main event or co-main event. Yeah, this is going to be a training partner.
Carla's my training partner.
Yeah,
she is, I really do beat the crap out of her every day. And she's very tough. I mean, she is.
He's a woman beater.
She's a woman, yes. I beat women.
Back up and he's a woman beater.
She's a quality, yes.
I like this guy.
She's a quality.
He's awesome.
You sure on English?
Yes.
Not with that hair.
But that's the thing about women's MMA now is that it's starting to expand, it's starting to get better, and the women are training with guys because there's not enough female training partners. They train like men. They train with in men aspects. They do everything that we do, but then they go out there and have to fight other women. So it's interesting to see how they have advanced. I think faster than the men have because they have to survive just through practice.
And they learn faster. They're not, men are too...
You're saying women are smarter than men?
Well, no, we're egotistical. They're not smarter. What is egotistical?
Yeah, their brains are smaller, but they learn easy.
See if you like it, Les.
Yeah.
And Nick Newell, we met him. We met him at the IFL, remember?
Yes, Nick, and you know, he's always been, like Frank said, he's a great guy. You know, that's one of the things sometimes people will see and they go, I wonder if this is a gimmick, because we have seen gimmicks.
Yeah.
And we've brought out some of those in some of these small organizations. Sometimes it has, but this is a real deal here.
What I really like with Nick Newell, that is that his first wrestling class, he came out and he didn't want to do it anymore. And his mother, I think he owes that to his mother. She said, no, you are going to go back and you are going to train again. And that's what he did. He went back. And look at this kid, man. I'm really excited.
If they don't think women's smarter, why do we always follow them around? Why does everybody say hello to mom, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's right. That's
Mama's
right.
boy.
London will be leading you around. You'll think, boy, my toughest fight ain't nothing. They take care of London as she grows up. All right, here's what's coming up live on HDNet. York.
Home for mixed martial arts.
Okay,
there it is.
We talked about XFC. We got Bama 8 coming up. Mark Ward was supposed to be returning.